All right, y'all. So we are here on Nikke, and obviously I have not summoned for Soline, and I know it's I was not gonna. I was awake actually when Soline came out, but I was so tired. I was like, bro, I'm just gonna wait till the morning to record a showcase for her. So I messaged my boy Rebuke. I'm like, yo, let me know if you're gonna summon for her or not, so I can if I can can I do a showcase or whatever, right? And he's like, yeah, I just pulled it. You can do it whenever you want. And I'm like, okay, shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much, brother. So we are going to be taking a look at the brand new Soline, right? And the reason why I need to have this character pulled for these showcases is because she's a supporting character. So it's really hard to do a showcase for a character like this, and like, you know, they're basically, you can't really use these characters in shooting ranges, right? So you have to have these characters. It's just the truth. So yeah, we're gonna be showcasing a Miss Soline here and all that stuff. I do want to see her SD model. What is that? Yeah, the bell. That's fire. That's fire. The Labubu's and stuff like that. That's tough. I like it. But yeah, he ended up getting her 10.75. Okay. So obviously with that max cooldown reduction, which is all you really need, I don't think you need her burst skill leveled up at all, because you're probably not going to use it. But I mean, if you do, having a level 5 is not too bad. And then again, the stage 7 is something, or level 7 on skill 2 is another thing where it's like, this only procs if it's needed. Like for the first basically 6 seconds of a battle, you cannot lose a ticket if you fall below 15%. Well, like one time obviously. But then, what's it called? If you fall below 50%, you get healed and stuff like that, right? So we're going to try out on a number of teams, right? Or maybe not, I don't know. We'll see. We're going to try out Soline and see what's going on. Let's go. All right, so we're going to go in here with the shotgun team. Like I said, the shotgun team is something where I've wanted to see how this is going to work and stuff like that, because I do believe the shotgun team is lacking tremendously. If you're wondering why I don't have my light on as well, I want a cozy setting, and this gives me that cozy vibe. I just need a light beside my face. That's not my ring light, obviously. So I have that full cozy vibe. Yeah, but like I said, this shotgun team was lacking cooldown reduction big time. But obviously now we get cooldown reduction the moment the full burst starts. So now we still don't have the cooldown reduction, cool, but we have cooldown reduction now. Right, so we're able to just like kind of spam our burst rotation, which should be very, 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 very good for obviously this character here. And you guys see our max HP is low, right? And until we do use her like burst skill or whatever, nobody else is gonna get healed on this team, right? Which is cool and not, but it's like, it's cool, but it's not cool and all that stuff. I don't know. I do want to see it, because this is again a permanent buff towards Cinderella, and that looks like a lot of HP. I'm not even being funny. That looks like a lot of HP. That okay? Whoa. Okay, so okay, this is their base HP, and then this is the HP with the buff. So 7.2 million is Dorothy's base HP, and then 7.9 million is with the HP buff. So it's only like a 700k HP buff, which I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if we're talking about someone like Cinderella specifically, who skills off of HP, that's quite decent. And again, any healer is pretty good, right? But yeah, you guys could kind of see how much of a difference having that cooldown reduction is, right? I don't know if you guys are noticing it, but having that cooldown reduction for the shotgun team is huge. And I can't wait to go into Harvester with this team and stuff like that. Right, because again, Harvester is one of those bosses where like if you fall, I think honestly now with this character and Helm, right, if I was to do this character, Helm, Dorothy, Tove, and then like another burst too, whether it probably not Utah, you could auto, I mean, after you break the head, obviously after you break the head of Harvester, you should be able to auto Harvester. I don't see why you shouldn't when this team has healing from Nayuta, cooldown reduction, and then if you fall below 15%, you should be fine. The thing about Harvester, from what I remember correctly, you cannot like just get nuked. I don't think so, at least. Unless you like there's an interruption circle, right? I don't remember. We're gonna do that and we'll see, right? I don't think Harvester has any abilities to just instantly nuke you. But look at Dorothy's damage. 5.2 billion damages Dorothy's doing, because again, the biggest problem with Dorothy before was that the whole shotgun team never had cooldown reduction. So yeah, This is what I meant when I said in my should you summon video where she could be a meta unit for just that off-field burst character. She is useful here, right? I know she's not really doing anything else on the team besides Sting. The thing is, I haven't used her burst skill once, so I'm gonna actually do that now, because if I use her burst skill, we'll get 2 stacks. So I'm gonna use her burst skill. No, I'll use it for Cinderella. We didn't use her burst skill anytime this burst rotation. So right now we only get a 10% max HP buff. Right, you see how he says 1 ticket for her, 1 ticket for her, 1 ticket for her, 1 ticket for her, and 1 ticket for her. The reason why it's 1 ticket for them is because you have to use her burst skill 1 time to get 2 stacks. So we're only, our HP, our max HP is only increased by 10% right now. It's not increased by what's it called, 20%, right? So we could add a lot more HP as well, which, hey, I think is cool and stuff like that. But we'll take a look in the freaking next battle here. Okay, so 8.3 billion with Dorothy is crazy. And then obviously, like, Drake is there to support, but I feel like 8.3 billion is a lot of damage. Somehow, I mean, I'm surprised with Soline, honestly. 1.3, I mean, she's type advantage, I get that, but I'm still surprised with Soline's damage. Hello? I know it's nothing, but 1.3 billion is just so funny to me. Maybe just because she's just so strong. Right, let's try her out on this Cinderella comp. Right, let's try out on this Cinderella comp. Right, so it's gonna be, we're gonna have Cinderella, Rouge, right, and then we're gonna have obviously this Soline in the back. We'll have a burst 2, which could be our Nayuta for heals, realistically. Or I mean, I could just run after that. After that, I could just run what's it called? Crown and helm. Yeah, that's fine. Crown and helm. Right, because now we have an insane max HP buff for Cinderella from Rouge, and we're getting a max HP buff just from Soline. I'm actually going to use Soline's burst skill right here because I want to show you guys, right? At the start of the battle, I'm going to show you guys the difference of when you use her burst skill and you don't. Oh, sorry. When you use her burst skill and you don't use her burst skill, basically, right? So let's take a look. If we go to Cinderella, Cinderella currently has 1 stack, right? This is Cinderella's HP, 9.7 base, and then she has 10.4 million with the buff. Now we're going to use Soline's burst skill, which I just did. There you guys go. By using her burst skill, we are now at 2 stacks. We went from 10.4 to 11.3. That's a big buff that Cinderella just got for her own HP and her own damage, because her buff, right, where is it, on her skill 1, it converts off her final max HP when she entered the burst 3 stage. Her attack literally will skill off of her final max HP. So now, obviously, we still haven't used Rouge or whatever, but we have that 11.4 is there the entire game, right? That's all. You have to use their burst skill 1 time, but now they all have 2 tickets that 1 time. So now, right, when we use Rouge's burst skill next, you guys will see Rouge is going to increase her HP even more. Expect Cinderella. Oh my god, no, I'm sorry. That's crazy for YouTube. That's too crazy for YouTube. That's way too crazy for YouTube. If you thought that was gonna happen, no. You can go on them sites and look at that. That's too crazy for YouTube. But let's look at Cinderella now that we use the user burst skill. Yeah, almost 13 million. And we only used our burst skill 1 time. We only used our burst skill 1 time. Right? I want to see something though. Dorothy might be up there for insane DPSs against bosses and stuff like that as well, mind you, because she was already at 1 billion by this point. I think. I don't remember. I think she was already at 1 billion by this point, right? But I want to use Rouge's burst skill like a few more times, maybe 2, 3, 4 more times, and then I'm going to show you guys what Cinderella's HP is looking at, because Cinderella as well, what is her stacks at? Sorry, she's fully stacked up now on her max HP buff. She's at almost 16 million HP. Oh my god. And what buffs are we getting from Rouge right now? What buffs are we getting from Rouge? We don't. What status are we at? What status are we at? So we have Game Master attack. So we have this. Obviously, we have the Game Master 20% and 50%. So we still don't have that 30%. We need to use our burst skill, I think, what, 5 times? Yeah. And again, with this team, cooldown reduction is insane because you have burst generation from Helm with her skill, right? And then you have cooldown reduction from these two characters. So you're always going to be in the thing. Do we have that last Game Master, that 30% one? How much is it? It's 5 times, right? You have to use their burst skill 5 times. I don't know what number this would be, right? But one of these burst skills, either the next one or the one after this, we will have Game Master, which means Cinderella will have over like 90% max HP increase. I think. I don't know. Let's see. I want to see. What, do we have it yet? Game Master, and we have the coin flip. Oh my God, yo, Cinderella's HP is about to be OD. Oh my God, I think once we get that last Game Master, she's going to have like 19-20 million HP, which is literally like almost double what she started with. Yo, Cinderella is about to be crazy, bro. Hold on. Okay, that's it right there. Now that's it. We have Game Master, yeah? Okay, so Cinderella has a 30% max HP buff, a 20% max HP buff, a 10% max HP buff, a 15% max HP buff, and it also has a 20% max HP buff from Soline. So Cinderella is currently at 19.3 million. 19.3 million HP. So she's going from 3.9 billion to what? 3.9 billion to what? Because that's a lot of attack she has. 3.9 billion to what? To 4. She went up by 1 billion damage in one burst rotation. What? And then when we're not using her burst skill, what is it going up by? Let me see. So she's at 5 billion. 5 billion to what? When we're not using her burst skill, what's her damage at when we're not using her burst skill? How much is she going up by? Because her max HP is up by a lot now. 5 billion? Okay, Cinderella might just be crazy. Yeah, Cinderella might just be too strong. Like, yo, did you guys see? Helm was at 4 seconds on her cooldown. Helm was at 4 seconds for her cooldown. What did I just see? Helm just used her burst because she's at 4 seconds for her cooldown. Okay, we're at 5.4 billion. 5.4 billion to what, Cinderella? 5.4 billion to what, Cinderella? To 6.6 billion. So she went up by 1.2 billion in 10 seconds. Cinderella went up by 1.2 billion, and this is just her base HP now. Like, that's just her base HP. Whether she wants it or not, that's just her base HP, right? Obviously because, again, of Soline, right? And if these characters dip below 15%, they will heal back up, but they will lose one of those stacks. So unless they dip below 15%, they're never losing that stack, which goes to show how useful this character could be for a meta composition like these two. Insane cooldown reduction from her, insane cooldown reduction from her, and both of them are pretty decent max HP buffers for Cinderella. That's the combination I vision, right? And then obviously for someone like Helm, if you guys notice, Helm is actually healing. Like, Helm is actually going to be healing crazy because I believe Helm has her healing off of final max HP. Yeah, her 0.9%. It's on final max HP, but that should be good enough, right? What is she healing now off a normal attack? Sorry, let me see. She's healing, if we're not using her burst skill, she's healing 63,000. When we're in a full burst, she's healing, I couldn't see. I think it's like just slightly under 100k. Just slightly under 100k, but 8.7 billion damage to Cindy is crazy. I ain't even gonna lie, that's crazy. 8.7 billion damage is crazy. Let's go into Harvester. Let's go into Harvester and try out that shotgun team again with Soline, because like I said, the biggest thing I want to see is how much of an effect does she have towards that shotgun team when the shotgun team lacks cooldown reduction. Well, if you're running a team like this, it doesn't, but if we switch you out for who we want, which is Tove, and then we put you out, your misery, and put in you, we have heals, right? We have max HP, cooldown reduction, all that stuff. I'm gonna take you out as well, Crown, and I'm going to put in Nayuta. I don't want the shields. I want the heals, damage, all that stuff. So we're gonna take a look and see what this is looking like. What's cube do you have on right now? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And then we're going to mock battle against Harvester, which again, I feel like if you're not running obviously Little Mermaid like the Monsters Trio, the biggest thing is that like you can't really run this team in Harvester because again, the lack of the lack of what's it called? The lack of thing. I'm going for the head, obviously. We have heals, and again, if we fall below 15% HP, we don't have to worry, right? Because of Soline. I do want to use Soline's burst skill one time though, so I'm gonna do that right now. I just used it, right? That will give us 2 stacks, and that will kind of just give us reassurance that our HP is going to be up as well. So now I think this boss is auto, right? I genuinely believe now this boss is auto because we have cooldown reduction, we have Nayuta handling the AoEs, we have our heals. After you break the head for this boss, it becomes auto until you have to deal with the interruption circles. That's what I believe. Right? And Soline's cooldown reduction is so efficient. Oh my gosh. It's actually so efficient. And again, you could just use Little Mermaid here. Like, you don't have to use Soline here. You could just use Little Mermaid, but it's so efficient. It's so efficient, the shotgun team. Because again, the shotgun team isn't what you think. So wait, she dropped below 15% HP, but her heal wasn't, it didn't look like it was much. Let's see what Soline, because Soline's about to take a damage here. Okay, well, shout outs to Helm there, right? Her HP dipped below 15%, but I don't know if the Soline like carried her because she was about to die there. I'm gonna use Soline's burst skill again. There we go. I use Soline's burst skill again, which now, oh, wait, is it a one-time thing? Hold on. Oh, okay, we have to handle this actually. Let's get this done. Let's get this done out the way. I do want to see something. Is it a one-time thing? No. No. No, it's not. No, it's not. So why, when I used her burst skill, why she's still at 2 stacks right here? Hold on, I'm gonna use her burst skill again. Or she's at 1 stack right here. Wait, let me switch. I didn't get to use it, but she's at 1 stack right here for the ticket. She should be at 2. I used her burst skill again. I used Soline's burst skill again. I'm confused. I'm confused here. Hold on, let me use her burst skill again. Okay, there, now she's at 2. Right? So when she dips below 15%, then she'll go back to 1. Right? So let's take a look and see. But yeah, you guys see, obviously with this team now, you can comfortably get to stage 7. You have a lot of assurance with this team, with your heals from Helm and Nayuta. You have the cooldown reduction from obviously Soline, as you guys see. Like, you have your heals from again Nayuta and Helm. You kind of have heals from Soline as well if you ever need it, like just instantly. You have that as well, and then you again are already over the thing. And I know we didn't get the full 9 clear, but stage 7 gives you the same rewards as stage 9 for the people who didn't know that, right? But yeah, having that max HP buff is really helpful. So right there, as you guys seen, Dorothy's died, right? It's fine, it was already over, but Dorothy just died there because she didn't dip below 15%, she just died. So there's a difference there, obviously. If they dip below 15%, then they will heal. If they just die, then they just die. So it's cool and it's not cool. It's a bit iffy and it's not iffy. I don't know how to explain it in a sense, right? But it's good. I like the efficiency that the shotgun team, Tove and Dorothy have now with Harvester because of Soline. I definitely really do like that. Another thing I wanted to try, obviously, was well, I think I'll save that for another video. But like, I'm really proud of this Soline character actually, right? There's a lot of videos I want to try out with her because I think she could be very, very useful, honestly. But I'm really happy with the character, right? Again, even if it's just the cooldown reduction, I feel like that's big for a lot of different reasons. One, there are not that many characters in the game with 7 seconds cooldown reduction. There's only 3, right? Killer Wife, Rouge, and Rappy if you're using her burst 1, right? Those are the only 3 that I believe have 7-second cooldown reductions. So obviously having Soline, who is of the water type and the only one in the game like that, is very helpful since technically now the shotgun team is a water-based team. Obviously when it comes to the fire team, for example, you are going to be using obviously the tactical upgrade trio, so you can't really use Rappy as a burst 1 to get that cooldown reduction. So having this character in the back for more HP is going to be helpful. Obviously, I know Rouge has the same thing, but you would have to use Rouge's burst skill for that. With this character, you don't have to use her burst skill to have that max HP buff. I mean, maybe you could use it one time, but you guys get what I'm getting at, right? She's a buff towards Cinderella in a sense. She's a buff towards all healers in a sense. This character is not that bad, I don't feel like, right? I feel like obviously the biggest thing with her is the 40-second cooldown thing, sure. But I think her main gig is to kind of be on that, it's kind of to be a, what's it called? Like an off-field burst character. I think I want to try her in PvP in this video. We could try her out in PvP because I feel like that's where you're going to see some use for her. But it looks like he freaking Rebuke used his PvP, right? It looks like he's already used his PvP, right? I think he's used his PvP. It's okay. Okay, so actually, I have an idea. I'm gonna see if I could do this, right? I don't know if I can. I'm gonna see if I can, right? Do you have a cube in here? You don't. Okay, I'm gonna give you this cube right here. Why not? Okay, and we're gonna go against this composition right here. Oh, we can't. Okay, I'm not gonna use his gems. Well, unfortunately, y'all, that's gonna be it for the Soline showcase. But I will have a lot of different showcases because, like I said, I do want to see if the meta could change, even if it's a little bit, or if this character is going to be like impacting the meta and stuff like that. But like I said, what do you guys think about Soline? Do you guys enjoy her? Do you guys like this showcase? Do you guys think she's good? I see nothing but W's in this showcase. The only flaw I have about this character, realistically, is the simple fact that like the 15%, I feel like that's such a low number. I feel like the 15% is such a low number where, because they have to fall under 15% and not just die, they like 9 times out of 10 they might just die, if that makes sense, right? If I have 20% HP, right, rather than them doing 5% HP or 6% HP for me to dip below 15% to proc that, I feel like 9 times out of 10 they're just gonna nuke me and kill me with the full 20%. I wish that was 30% would be good, or even 40% would have been better, all right? Especially if, I feel like that would have been so crazy, but we have to consider PvP, right? But other than that, I feel like the 40 seconds is not a problem because she's like other characters where I'm using her on the team for her cooldown reduction. I'm not actually using her on the team for her burst skill, right? So her as a flex burst, and if she's doing that much towards a lot of characters in the game, whether it's healers in the game or DPSs such as like 2B could get a buff off this character, even though 2B is not that good. Cinderella and Maiden, these are all characters who get a buff off this character. And again, every other healer in the game, or just the entire team as well, having that additional max HP is going to be helpful. You get 20% more HP. That's very helpful for the entire team, regardless, right? Because now you have 20% more HP to work with. Very helpful in the game, I feel like, right? So I'm happy with this Soline. I hope I get her on my account. I haven't hopped on my account yet or anything like that. I'm going to try summoning for her and stuff like that. But I do think this Soline is going to be very, very good. And I think with this Soline, the shotgun team is a team that I think will definitely now see like a lot of usage. With this Soline, the shotgun team, especially for me, because the problem with Dorothy for me, and I know I'm just ranting now, I'm just yapping. Summer Dorothy, I just don't use her because of the cooldown reduction problem, and I don't want to have to use Monster Shield with every single team I use. It's just, it gets to a point where it's like, it's not fun. This character is going to bring that for me when it comes to that shotgun team, so I'm really excited for that. Let me know what you guys think though. It's your boy Zxous. I love you guys. I'm out. Peace.